Yo, yo.
There he is. What's up? How you doing, man?
What's happening? What's going on?
It's a
I'm all
Wednesday
right. How about
live of
yourself?
Splintered Spirits. I'm doing all right, dude. I'm working
Yeah,
through a cold.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
dude, that
it's
was.
like I get it on the first day of school for the kids. It's just like unbelievable, man.
Listen, let's be real about something real quick, and the good people are going to get insight into our physiology, whatever the word is. We don't do well with stress. Even no matter. No, I'm serious. No matter how cool and collective we are, the stress doesn't
Dude,
affect
so
us
cool.
mentally. It affects us physically.
So
You
cool,
get
man.
you get what I'm saying?
I
And
hear
that's
you,
a
dude.
genetic thing. That's I blame your mother for that, by the way. All
Yeah.
my any of my neuroticness, any of that, it all comes from her. I'm telling
Oh
you.
my God. Well,
It
listen, we
does.
got
I
we
love her to
are
death.
we are
Yeah,
live,
coming
Splintered
from her.
Spirits, guys, the podcast where we talk about all things supernatural and about our family at the same time.
Ghosties.
About
Yeah.
ghosties with I'm
Yeah.
your host Gary. This is John Santa from Santa Paranormal. We are live on TikTok, YT, and a couple other places. I don't think anybody watches this, but mainly TikTok's jumping off. They're like really getting into it
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
we do these lives. We just dropped a big episode on yesterday, about Buckout Road, the most haunted road in America. And today we're going live because we have a very, very special guest. We like to bring on these other influencers and other creators, especially people who are doing fun stuff and paranormal from all over the country. And today is no different as we build a paranormal community of uh, ghost hunters. I can't count myself as a ghost hunter. I'm not a ghost hunter. I'm a ghost
Oh, well,
inquisitor.
I don't. Well, listen. That's the best part about it is other ghost hunters will call the influencer ghost hunters, not real ghost hunters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
So
sure. I see
it's
what you're
so
saying.
funny. It's so you know what I'm saying. It's so
Yeah.
funny. So who knows? You
All right.
know.
Well, we got a great guest today. So we are lucky to have Jeremy Jolly, maybe one of the best names I've ever heard. By the way, he is from SoCo Paranormal from Southern Colorado. He and his buddy Randy started SoCo Paranormal just at the end of October 2025, so almost a year ago. And he's been popping up on my feed like crazy. He started his first live was on Halloween. They started with like local hometown folklore, and then they travel around in Montana, Wyoming. I know he just got back from Gettysburg, and I know you're going to Gettysburg, so I definitely want to,
Yep.
we should dive into that a little bit.
Yep.
He's been all over the place, man, and he formed a business. They really started to get something going here that to take anyone interested in paranormal on ghost investigations. So I'm going to have him join us right now, and we are going to have Jolly come in.
What's
What's
up,
What's
going
man?
up,
on?
man?
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Thank you so much, man, for taking the time.
Dude, the honor's mine. I appreciate
Thank you
y'all.
for being here.
Dude, thank you guys.
You like going by Jolly, Jeremy?
I go
Jolly
by
like the
Jolly.
hat? Jolly. All right.
Yep.
Jolly, I have so many questions for you because you've been popping up in my feed like crazy, and it's like you're one of the most fun and most energetic people I've in the space that I've seen. Right? Like you've really got showman potential, which I enjoy as I'm learning about this world that my nephew John here is in. I got to ask you first. How old are you, man?
I'm 39.
Dude, are you kidding?
Yes.
I would have said,
You look like you're a vampire, bro.
dude, yeah, I would have said
Same Edward,
mid
bro.
to late 20s, without a
Hey,
doubt.
dude, I'll take it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the promotion video that you had made talking about the band and the baseball team, and that dude, I was giggling, dude. I was laughing hard at that one. I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it.
39. I mean, dude, you give off a lot of youth energy for sure. And I think when you spoke to me yesterday, you have kids.
Yeah, I have 4 kids.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, all
my
right. So
oldest is 21.
what? Oh, dude, you got
Yeah,
in. You got in the game early.
yeah.
Dude, I'm
No
51.
waiting
My
around.
oldest is 16, almost 17. But wow, 4 kids.
Yeah.
All right. This is getting even more and more interesting to me. Okay, sorry. Were you born and raised in Southern Colorado?
No, I was actually born in Arkansas. My parents worked for the federal prisons, and then we ended up out here in Colorado whenever I was little, and then I grew up out here. So pretty much like raised out here for sure.
Okay. So I don't know. I know very little about Colorado. I've been a couple times, but pretty much the cities that you would imagine, right? And I've always dreamed of going to see a concert at Red Rocks. It looks like the most beautiful venue on earth. But on a scale of like Aspen and Vale on one end and South Park on the other, where did you grow up and what was that like in your neck of the woods?
So I would say I'm in between those. Like I'm a 50%. Like I'm halfway between South Park and Aspen and Vale.
Okay.
And I love Colorado. I mean, politics aside, Colorado's a beautiful state, and it's an honor to live here.
Yeah. So what were the reason I'm asking is I want to know what it was like, or for how you made a pivot here at basically 39, 38 when you started this to go into this field. Like what do you do? What was your job up until then, or what do you still do for work now?
So I'm a nurse,
No shit.
and
Okay.
and so the whole reason why I got started with all of this is because we were in my apartment. I have a
Were
security
you killing
camera that
patients, bro? Is it like, it's like
Kevorkian status.
yeah, it's
No,
like you saw some spirit, you were making spirits, and then you decided
making spirits, do job security, bro. I knew that I had to jump in it.
Straight
Oh
job
my-
security.
I mean, gee, no, okay, but go ahead. So you're a nurse in Colorado, and then
Yep.
how did you make this shift?
So here in my apartment, I have a security camera that watches my front door and my back door. Caught some crazy looking orbs, and after that, I had my next door neighbor. He was doing it as well, and so we investigated my apartment. So then we had like some cat balls going off, the oven light going on and off as well. And after that, I was in it. And then just watching TikToks, man, watching people do it, and I think it's freaking amazing.
That's so you experienced it basically.
Yeah.
You were when you saw these orbs, you didn't go, that's just a bug or that's just dust. You were like, that's something really weird, and you're like, I gotta
For
get
sure,
into this.
they're undeniable orbs.
Jesus. All right. So then now this is the question I ask all our guests, and I have a little backstory. So now that you've been doing this for a year, what do you think spirits are?
Oh man, I think that they are literally, well, it's energy, but I think that it's literally like on the religious side, like it's your soul here on earth. And the reason why I say that is because on one of our investigations, like I seen it, and I seen a full man walking. Um, Probably one of the craziest experiences that I've had. And after I seen that, then it was even more like, holy shit, this is real.
All right. So were you raised religious?
Southern Baptist.
Southern Baptist. Okay. So then you look, okay. All right. So you come at it from a real, that's, so you think when you die, what are these souls doing? They're just not, are they trapped here for some reason?
Maybe I don't know necessarily trapped. I think visiting. I think that I don't think that any souls are necessarily trapped. I guess it's kind of why I'm still doing it, is to kind of get that answer. Because I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just science, I guess.
Well, John, nobody knows, right? I mean, if we knew if we knew what this was, the world as we know it would change. I mean, that's
right.
Just,
Well,
it's just sort of
so, and that's my whole thoughts change, right? Like, because I always thought like balls of energy, man. You have good energy, negative energy, and shit could just pass, and like still. But I think to have your negative energy and your positive energy, like there's gotta be soul behind it. Like there's got to be a moving factor of some sort. Like, I mean, you can't go into because then what makes that energy bad? Like, that's just a personal question as well. Like,
yeah, man, I don't know the answer. John, what do you think about what do you think about negative? Because we've talked to some people too, right? We talk about frequency a lot, and this idea of like the idea of a low frequency relates to sort of negative energy. But where do you come out?
Which I've never understood. To me, a low frequency is just a low frequency. You know what I mean? Like to me, I think it's just word association at the end of the day, and humans trying to make sense of something that we can't comprehend, right? Or
But
can't comprehend yet.
but let me counter this for you, because I've heard you say numerous times, John, when you're in a bad mood, you get bad reactions.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with the spirits.
Well,
That has to do with
what
my
the fuck does that
magnetic
have to do
field.
with then?
That has to do with my magnetic field.
All right,
Hands
okay.
down.
So
Hands down.
well, all right, but then there's some. Well, then
So
let's
here's
let's
the
replace
deal.
word
You ready for
frequency
this?
with magnetic
Hold on.
field.
Time out. Here's the deal. Here's the way this all works. Your magnetic field is, how's that come from you? Does anybody know?
I have no idea.
No,
The nurse might know.
I don't.
Your magnetic field comes from inside your heart, right? And it permeates with the beats. That's what produces that magnetic field. It's the current of your heart, the blood flow. Okay. When you're in a bad mood, your body is one way. When you're in a good mood, your body is another way. When you're in a tranquil mood, your body is another way. And it just and that affects spirits. I don't know why. I just know for a fact that if I am in a shit mood, I will get tons of spirit chatter that will not be directed towards me. Or I'll get spirits trying to talk to me, and it's so choppy and fragmented that I can't make sense of it. As opposed to when I'm in a good mood, all of a sudden the conversations are flowing.
But here's my point. You know, right? You don't want like the word frequency, but then let's call it magnetic field. And there is
Let's do
what
frequency
I love,
too, of
Jolly.
course.
There's something that's really interesting about. And you're calling it sort of, whatever it is, dark energy or bad energy or something, right? And he's calling it magnetic field. I've heard other people call it frequency, but there is this sense of whatever that is, that negative energy that creates something, that negative thing. Let's just call it a widget for now. I don't care what it's called, whether it's bad mood, low frequency, that does get a reaction in a different way. I mean, are we all? I feel like we're all saying sort of the same thing and just saying it in a different way. And it's trying to figure out what exactly it is the thing that we're all dicking around doing here, right? I mean,
I think that's kind of why we all do it now. I mean, because the fact of proving that it's real is like no longer existence, like on our team side, because I've caught it on camera. I got the guy walking on camera, so we've caught it. We've proven that it's there. Now it's to find out why is there some that's angry and so negative? Like we've done the Garnett Demon House twice out in Kansas. And there's some nasty energy there, right? Or nasty spirits, whatever you want to look at. But I've never physically seen anything there. Now we've seen a ball get thrown. Like there's things that we've seen happen. But what makes that thing so negative? And we have our own theory of like the reason why that is so angry there. But it's just a theory, right? And then
is that based on the history of the place?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you this, John. First of all, how many people are on your team? How many did you go out with? There's two of you.
Including
you and one other guy, or you and two other guys?
No, me and one other guy.
Got it. Okay. And have you
is that Randy? Is that Randy?
Yes.
Your partner?
Yeah.
Okay.
So have either you or Randy, but even before, can you think about your first experience? Have you ever had an experience with the paranormal that you couldn't even explain until now that you're doing it a lot? Like, that thing that happened to me when I was a kid, that could have been this?
Yeah, so I do have that, but it's still the same thing. Like even now, like looking back on, so there was a haunted doll. My parents grew up like when they were kids in Southeast Missouri. It's where they're at now. And but my aunt lived out there, and she had this crazy porcelain doll that they kept locked away, and they said anytime that they would bring it down that bad stuff would happen. Well, I was a little kid and I would call BS or whatever, and they brought it down one time and the doors started slamming. Now, if that was them messing with me because I'm the little cousin, or if that was really happening, I can't answer that. So but like as a definitive moment in time, like that's probably the only type of paranormal stuff that I had happen to me whenever I was little.
What's really interesting too is when you think about it and you talk about like bad things in houses and in places and whatnot. It's people, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just like people. Like if I go and I go out on the street right now, we stand out there for 10 minutes, there's going to be people out there that you're like, oh wow, they seem happy, they seem nice. And then there's going to be people that you're just going to get that like yo, like stay away from me, that vibe. Even Gary, you're not really into the paranormal as much, when it comes to investigations and hunting and all that. But even you've spoken about you're somewhere and you're like, oh yeah, that person, ugh, I got to stay away from them. I'm
Yeah,
getting that gut feeling.
I and
There's
exactly.
there's no way that spirits don't do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're dealing with. We're essentially dealing with what used to be people most of the time.
It's like, for me, Jolly, it's one of these things where it's like the one that I've started to, the way that I can wrap this around my head is this idea of I come at it from a place of intuition, right? Like I believe in intuition. I think everyone's got it. You get a vibe of something, you got a gut feeling, right? I think you have a gut feeling. What is that fright or, that flight or fight thing in
Fight or
us
flight.
that's natural when you're in a situation, right? There's something that your body has. And then I start to believe, now that I've met some mediums and been out with John and talking to guys like you and seeing what you've seen and seeing the stuff, that I think some people are more intuitive than others. In the sense that I don't think it's the tools that you're using. I refuse to believe that you have some phone app or some cat toy that makes you see ghosts.
I agree.
I think it's you, and I think it's John, and I think that there's something about whether you believe that about yourself or not, that is using that tool that's working for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I'm 100% with you, and I think it's with people like John or myself or of the other creators that do it. I think it's all on how open you are to it as well, right? Like, I mean, they know that. I mean, because I offer up like my energy when we're investigating. I offer up
Yeah,
my
I do the
energy for.
opposite. That's the funny thing. I do the complete. Everybody does, by the way, Jolly. That's not something That's like the norm, right? You offer up
Right.
your energy, take what you need. Hell, my boy Netzel does the same thing. Take what you need, this, that, and the other. I'm the exact opposite. The only thing that I will allow is whatever byproduct is normally released. You get what I'm saying? The things that are out of my control, for example. We've experienced that when somebody walks into a room and we get like almost like they change the atmosphere. Like whatever they're releasing out there,
You
when
can
they
feel it.
do that, like that's so I do the opposite, but I always find it interesting. And hold on, let me ask you this real quick, Charlie. When
Yeah.
is it a thing you do? Do you go into a spot and be like, hey, I'm offering you my energy? Or is it a mentality when you walk into the spot or into the area?
It's both.
Okay.
And so it's a both, it's like a both thing. Like, so like whenever I'm going in there, so there's a couple of things, right? Like, so I use Jesus like as my protection, right? And so then whenever you go in, it's almost as you're not you're not going into battle, but you're preparing for battle if need be. Because whenever you're going into like some of these places, like the Garnett House, Malvern Manor, that have known malicious spirits, you always want to have whatever your protection may be. But also, I want them to know that I'm open to talk and that they have that right to utilize my energy throughout this night to be able to either manifest or to bring them enough energy to communicate, I guess you'd say.
All right. So
What's your go-to app, or should I say spirit box? Like, what do you like to use the
Uh,
most? Is it more like an SB7 style, or do you like one of the newer apps, or what's your
yeah,
go-to?
so my buddy Cody with Stark Paranormal.
yeah, we
He
had Cody on
Yep,
about a
yep,
week ago or so.
yeah.
so he put me on to Transcend,
Okay, Transcend's a good one.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, love that one.
I really like that. The Necrometer, But
Yeah.
then I
Yeah,
also have like, so I have the SB7, I have the Salmon Colby, I got the S Box 2 from Ghost Stop. But I don't just use those, right? Like, so I like to get hits on, and because there's so much words that spit out. Some of them are word banked, some are worked off of just phonics. Cody probably taught you more science about that. He's more scientific than I am. But so I also use like my go-to device is the Flux, right? And so that's a yes no device.
Wait, what is that?
And
What
so
is it?
Yep.
it's called the Flux.
The
And
flux.
so yeah, and so what it is, it's a little triangular shape and it goes off of motion, temperature control as well. But like it sets it off and it's a yes, no, are you female, are you male? So then I go with a response that I get off of, one of my spirit boxes. And then if it lines up with a piece of equipment, sometimes 2 or 3 pieces of equipment with the spirit box, like, man, that you're talking with some, like, there's kind of undeniable evidence, right? So the spirit box, I've seen some of your videos, that uncle video when it was talking about you, Gary. That
Yeah.
shit was dope, dude. Like, that's one of the coolest videos I've seen because it straight up called you out, right? Like, so to me, that's undeniable evidence too. Like, you can't dispute that. It doesn't matter what you speak, you can't get that to come through on command, right?
Dude,
So,
that
but
that time too, Jolly, we tried to lie to it. We tried to tell him I was what we say I was your brother, right?
Yeah.
And then we told a different version of the spirit that I was his, we tried to lie, and then it made fun of me too. It said I was broke. It was like, come on,
yeah,
man.
so
That thing is
totally
that
with
thing
it.
that ghost is that spirit's particularly mean.
That's a particularly nasty spirit. That's like yeah. I've only come across one other spirit that's almost close to the one that we're talking about right now. And as much as I love that spirit, she doesn't even hold a candle to that one. You know what I mean? Like that's
So,
ugh,
real quick, I want
can't
to just
stand them
remind
either.
anybody. I want to remind anybody who's just jumping in that you are watching Splintered Spirits, and we have our guest Jeremy Jolly from SoCo Paranormal telling us why he does what he does as a father of 4. By the way, I'm more surprised at that than any spirit. I'm going to say your father of 4 at 39 is still more like impressive to me than any ghost right now. It's like amazing. All right, so Jolly, what do you sound like you're really out there investigating. You're going out with 2 or 3 devices. Because look, John will tell you himself, he doesn't consider himself an investigator. He is a
No,
documenter.
never have.
He
Never
never has.
have.
He's never claimed to be one. He goes
Nope.
out, he documents, he has fun with these spirits, and he just collects data. But you sound like you're going out and you're really trying to, cross-reference 2 different tools and really see what's happening. What are you doing with this information, man? Like, what are you really what do you want to see? What's the next phase? What are you hoping to see?
To be honest, man, I do a lot of this for myself, right? I got on TikTok because it gives me an instant chat to be able to talk with people, right? And because most of the time you go to these places and they can be the most haunted places in the United States of America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be boring for most of the time, and it doesn't, you get your creaks and your noises and stuff, but that stuff kind of goes away and kind of just becomes the new norm whenever you do this stuff. But when you get like ladder slamming and stuff like that, it's like I said, so like for me personally, what I'm out doing is I'm out trying to figure out why are some of these things nasty and why are some not, because a lot of people want to walk around and they want to say demon, 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 right?
Oh, man.
And you hear it all the time. It drives me nuts. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. I
Yeah.
sing songs about it though, so
So, and this is where you're going to hear me be like a little like contradictive on myself too, because again, I believe you have good energy, bad energy, and then you got demons. So you got good spirits, bad spirits, and then you got demons. And what I've come to think of a demon as is kind of what they know as the Grinner at the Garnett House. But I think that it's like 3 negative energies, but like powerful energies, like combined into one that are making it into a demon. And then you have a different tier of demons, and like those are your fallen angels, right? Like those are the people that the normal person isn't ever going to come across until it's time.
Oh, that's interesting. But we've
So
heard
that's
about
my
people
thoughts.
talk about not. John calls them non-human entities.
I
So
call them
first,
interdimensional entities of non-human origin.
correct.
Is what
So,
I
and you should know
call.
this about John and I. We both grew up in New York. We both went to the same we both were raised Catholic, and we both grew up and went to the same Catholic school. Which nothing will turn you off from religion faster than the Catholics. Let me tell you, as you get older, they are.
True.
It's just really, it's quite something. So we both have sort of, we're fallen angels on that front. But the amount of demon that we get, made me do an episode with a biblical scholar, a professor, to talk about
Demon, by the way,
Satan.
from people, not from like spirits.
Right.
Like it's the people. Like, dude, I was in as the strange burial ground today. You've been there, Gary,
Yeah.
right? Beautiful scenery, right? It's a beautiful day. Everything is green. There's animals going by. People are like, "What's that animal? What's that animal?" It was a beautiful fucking scene, and there were actually people coming and going, "You're speaking to demons," and it's like, what? Like, what? Where logically? Like, okay, let's say you cater to that. You go, okay, these are demons. Why are these demons here at this cemetery? And the only answer they will give you is they're there for you. And it's like, yo, that makes no sense. So it's wild. It's wild.
Jolly, how do you handle being religious? How do you handle people who say what you're doing is wrong on that front?
So, I mean, everybody's allowed to
That's
have
a good
their
question.
opinion. For me, I pray openly on my channel. I'm openly religious, right? Like, I mean, I'm a follower of God, right? And so I just tell them, like, I mean, that's what I use as my protection. They ask me because then they ask me, do you carry around crystals? And I don't. I don't carry around none of that stuff. Some people believe in that, and awesome. And I think that they work for their beliefs, right? Like,
And you're Southern Baptist too, which, in my experience, if you're because I know other people that are Southern Baptists that do this, and they are ostracized from even family members. Like
So-
family members want nothing to do with them. So that's yeah.
So I'm non-denominational Christian now. Like that's my religion now, right? And so that's where I'm at. But anyways, I apologize. Where were we at?
No, I was asking you how you handle being someone, who is religious, handle people who claim what you're doing is wrong.
So, I mean, I think that Christians are the biggest critics. I mean, that's my honest answer. I know this is probably a bad answer, but
it's not a bad answer.
It's not a bad answer.
Not a bad answer at all, man.
No.
Okay.
Nowhere near.
So I think that they're the first ones to judge you, right? And so
crazy, right?
And if you are religious, that's like one of the things, like don't judge other people, right? Like don't hold judgment. And so I hold that tightly as well. And that's how I live my life. So if you want to come in and try to push that on me, like you can move on, or you can watch me pray for these spirits and hope that, whatever you're hoping for, it can be shown through my footage.
Jolly, have you ever had a spirit ask you to pray for them?
Yes.
Or ask if it's okay for them to pray?
Yes, they have asked us to pray for them. They call me the holy man, or they say holy man a lot, like now through our lives. And that's what. And
that's
so
wild.
I've worked. So the first time I was at Whispers Estate, I've messed with. I use the Ouija board as a tool. And so Cody was. He had never done it. We used it at Whispers Estate. We asked if any spirits wanted to come through and communicate with us, and it told us yes. And then we asked it if, like, what it wanted to say, and it told us no. And I asked, like, is it because of my protection? Because I've been told this through like the mediums and stuff like that my protection's very strong. And they went straight to yes, and then went back to normal, and then the communication stopped. And that's been done and documented numerous of times that whatever my spirit guide is pretty powerful compared to a lot of things that I go to encounter.
This spirit guide thing is coming up a lot lately too, because and we're gonna have we have an episode coming up about past life regression. I wanted to get a crash course in that, where spirit guides are a big thing in that zone, where I'm not quite sure what they are, like as opposed to they're not angels, they're entities of some kind, watching you to help you make the right decisions. Are you looking at it as like, you think it's like a guardian angel? Is that sort of your perspective on it, Jolly?
No, I mean, I could be wrong, but he says his name's Will, and I don't know why he says his name is Will. I personally don't know a Will, but anytime that I feel like in a not an unsafe place, but a little bit more spooky, you know what I mean? Like Will comes through, and like it says, like Will is here or Will is present. Will is lost, and then like, and so it's just kind of like a lot of different things. Will's not welcome here, and so that's pretty crazy.
They want to get rid of your spirit guide. Like, these are other spirits that are saying Will is not welcome here.
Yes, and this happens at different locations that I go throughout, and so that's why I say that it's like Will that follows me, and I don't know who he is, and if he's always been with me, or if I picked him up during this process, and he's like, "Dude, this ghost searching stuff kicks ass," I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But
now, what is your
partner?
Does your partner get the same reactions? You guys go on separate hunts or investigations? Does he get the same kind of vibe, or is it really when you're doing it?
I don't know. I can't answer that. He's here if you want to ask him that, but I don't.
I'm just curious. Like, does he feel he has that sort of same connection?
You feel that you have that intuition? What? Like intuition of the feelings of like spirits coming on?
I didn't at first, but like after so many times of us doing this, I feel like they call me out an awful lot.
Yeah.
Has he ever done it? Because here's why I ask. I get nothing. I rarely get anything from any app ever when I do it. But when I'm with John, the few times we've done it together, they call me out. They get on me. Like there's a different thing, which also then leads me to sort of believe in the more it's the person than the tools, right? And it's always stronger. There's something else with the two. So I was just curious, like, is it happened to both of you and you both have this sort of vibe?
So then I guess the question from me to you would be is how open to you are this? I mean, like, I know that, you and John are close and stuff like that, but how open to you and how long have you been getting into the paranormal? Like, or do you still think like, oh man, some of this is still a little wonky,
That's probably, that's a great point. That's a great point. I probably would say that I'm not, I probably say, yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going out there thinking like, this is good. Let's see what I'm just saying, like, see what happens. I'm not like letting myself become into the thing. So that's probably a really,
listen, I'm going on record.
Interesting point.
I'm going on record saying this. I'm going to add to this, and it's going to sound hilarious. Where Jolly, you're open. Gary's like, I don't know, this might be, a crock of shit, this, that, and the other. I have always had the same attitude from day one to now. And it's, I don't give a shit. Like, I literally don't, like, that's my mentality. I don't go open. When I go somewhere, it's literally, I go, I do my thing, and I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, I don't care what the spirit's going through, what's happening. There's nothing. I've come to the realization that there's nothing I can do about it. Like, and I'm sure, like, you might have
heard openness in its own way. That is sort of a way of saying,
yeah,
open to doing it. You're just like, you're letting yourself be vulnerable for it.
Yeah, just like it's a very nonchalant, like, all right, whatever's gonna pop off. Like, people, I have noticed this. People get hung up. Like, the spirit will come through. I need help. Right? I need help. Help me. They'll even say it by name. John, I need help. And I say, okay, spirit, what's your name? So let's start there. Tell me your name. And then tell me what's wrong. And a lot of the times we will get nowhere. There will be no name given. They might through the spirit chatter, you might get a little indication on what's happening, but that could be from another spirit too, because you still don't even know that spirit's name. So my whole attitude with it has always just been like, okay, yeah, I don't
But
get
my
hung up, you know.
but with that though, that's what I'm asking though. But you believe though that you're truly there communicating with something, somebody.
Yeah.
Right, right. And so that's what I'm asking. So whenever I'm saying
Oh yeah,
open, that's
definitely.
what I mean. So then Gary,
Oh, it's not
whenever
even
I'm asking
Jolly at
that,
this point.
Yeah.
Jolly at this point, it's not even belief, man. At this point, it's no. I know. You're like,
yeah,
like I know. Like there was no. My upbringing with this was a little different. I started as an investigator with all the crude tools from back in the early 2000s, right?
yeah,
And got back into it a little bit in the 2010s, dabbled a little bit in 2015s, and then by 2021 jumped right into a completely different world when it comes to technology and this, that, and the other with spirits. And in 2021 I learned very quickly that not only are there spirits, but there are other things from other dimensions that pale in comparison to anything that we can create in religious texts, in Hollywood, and in stories. Like an endless slew of possibilities of things, and it blew my mind. And then I realized the only way I could wrap my head around it all is if I didn't give a shit. And I just do. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
yeah.
I like what Jolly's saying. I mean, I get what he's saying too, and it makes a lot of sense, right? If I
Yeah,
go
you
out
got
there and
to.
I'm feeling like this is horse shit, I'm not going to get it, right? And maybe it requires like taking a mushroom or something.
Well, hold on. Yeah, but can we
amen.
interject there? Like, there's a line too. Like, if let's say you take Gary, right, and we set him up, and we say, "Hey, Gary, you are going to investigate for a month in this haunted location. We know it's haunted. Tons of people have had experiences there. We're gonna put you there. Don't change your mentality." I
But make sure
wonder
it's a
what.
nice hotel. Make sure it's a
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
haunted
right.
hotel.
I
I
I
don't do
wonder.
camping.
Yeah, no, we're gonna put you in the middle of Long Island in a haunted campground. How about that?
Not a chance.
You'll do well there.
No.
No, but seriously, I wonder what because it's the way my brain works, what his experience would be with, say, spirit boxes, whether they be apps, SP7s, things like that of that nature, and then actual physical and environmental experiences. You get what I'm saying? Because I've noticed even people that don't believe still have experiences. They just don't want to be like, oh no, that was spirits.
That
You know
didn't
what I'm
happen.
saying?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so
Like
Jolly, what would you?
that's an interesting question.
So here's what I want from Jolly. So you just started this in October, relatively new, like really got into.
Yeah.
So I just built a spirit box of my own, right? I did.
I watched the video. Yeah.
Right. So okay, what? All right, if I go to a cemetery, what would like if that's my what should I do? What would you tell me to do first if I get there?
Well, first I would tell you to like introduce yourself to the spirits and let them know who you are and that you mean no harm nor disrespect. And it's almost kind of like you're coming into their homes. But anyways, I like what I try to get answered out of Wise is names that we know. So we go to a prison cemetery. And so I go out there and I try to communicate with different super nasty inmates that, like one bit the throat out of a nurse, and back in the early 1900s, and he was buried with the cell door over him because of superstitious. Anyways, I would
Is that
tell you to
true?
go
Wait a
out.
minute. Wait a minute. Is that true? Like really
Yeah,
vicious inmates, they would put the cell doors over the coffins.
just that one because he said he was going to come back and haunt him like through all of life.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So
an amazing tradition. I had no
That's
idea.
some serious intent right there.
Yeah, right?
yeah, and so dude, I could tell you some wicked stories about some of these inmates out here that we try to come out here and communicate with. But the main one we go and see is his name's Joe Aird. He was wrongfully convicted of some crimes and executed back in the early 1900s as well. And the crazy thing is the dude that actually committed the murder is only buried like 4 tombs away from him. And he was executed 2 years before Joe was. Anyways, long story. But I tell you to go to a cemetery, introduce yourself, make sure that you set your intentions of what you're there to do. And I would just start talking to them about different time periods. Who's your favorite president? Um, we have a lot of Masons here, a lot of Masons, a lot of Odd Fellows. We have a lot of soldiers, like Confederate soldiers from the Civil War. So we just bring up different things and just try to get them to communicate. And then if someone does, like James Peabody was a governor here in Colorado in the early 1900s. He was a crooked governor, and a lot of the places that we investigate locally, we didn't know it, but it all came full circle back to James Peabody, including to the barbershop that my son works at here in our hometown. So it all turned out to be really crazy. So they talked to me about their family, and I just ask questions. It just kind of where it leads me.
All right. Well, I would go to a Hollywood cemetery, so it's a lot of celebrities. I'll start asking like what movies they like.
Yeah, what's your favorite movie, or even what was your favorite role? You know what I mean? Like, there's just all kinds of different ways. And then if you do feel like, ask them to direct you to who you're talking to. Can you give me a cardinal direction? Right? Can you tell me any of those words? And it'll surprise you on the types of responses that you will get.
All right. All right.
See, my friends, to myself, there's only one question you ask at a cemetery, and that's spirits, may we have a conversation? And
That
then
is
you
your
take
favorite
it from
question.
there. And then we take it from there, you know?
You got a light over there, John? It's getting dark.
Oh,
over
I
there.
know, it just got dark.
That's a little better.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Dude, it's
Let
fast.
there
So
be
John,
light.
so you're really turning what you do as a business? Is it? I don't know if you're. And I don't mean to ask like you're making money, but you're really trying to do something, right? I know you're start. Are you starting a Paracon? Are you starting your own thing?
Yeah,
Are you really? What is the goal for SoCo Paranormal?
So Soco Paranormal, to be honest, man, I wasn't even planning on being on TikTok. My girlfriend talked me into going onto TikTok and doing it because she was like, "You'll be able to do it." And so I was like, "Hell yeah, let's try it." And because at first I was just going to try it on YouTube, right? That's what I was going to try it on. And um, I'm glad she told me about TikTok. I didn't even I kind of only consumed a little bit even at that time, and so um, but. Our future holds, in our opinion, is we want to host investigations. We're an LLC now. We are actually we're learning the ropes from a team called Are You Afraid of the Dark Paranormal LLC. They're the Haunted AF team. They're based out of on the East Coast. So we're actually hosting our first investigation with them. We're flying out to Vermont and going to do Wilson Castle and take people ghost hunting. Like, that's what we want to do. We've had a lot of fun doing it. We want to continue traveling and go into like the spookiest places in the US, but we have some really spooky places here too. And there's some people that are skeptical or don't have the equipment or anything like that. So we just want to start taking people and taking them ghost hunting with us and going to just different jails or the prison or, you know, whatever the kind of they want to do.
I like how that prison is part of your background, and that's kind of where you go. It could be your whole thing. I have to assume you have. Have you been to Alcatraz yet?
No, I have not. We haven't made it out to the furthest west we went is Montana to do the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Oh wow!
Oh, nice.
Did you get anything
and
cool out of
so-
that?
Oh yeah, man, that's cool because they have the natives there too, and so sometimes you'll get different languages coming through your spirit boxes,
No
right?
shit.
And so yeah, and so that's crazy, and I'll tell you, the rangers and people out there are just so friendly at the Little Bighorn. You know what I mean? Like, they always come out, they're welcoming to streamers and stuff like that. They're just amazing people out there, so it's just always a good time out in Montana.
Jolly, you just got back from Gettysburg, correct?
Yeah.
So John's going out there, and John, you've never been, right?
Yes, I have been. I just was unable to stream when I went. We went to Gettysburg and a couple surrounding cemeteries when we went out to Indiana.
So
I just wasn't gonna listen. I promised Netzel that I was gonna wait till September,
sure.
and we were gonna do the collab. I didn't want to jump the gun on it, so I didn't go. You know what I mean?
What
But
advice do you
I-
have? What'd you learn out there, Jolly? What'd you learn about Gettysburg that either wowed you or maybe you didn't learn anything. It's just another place like anything else.
So what I've learned is that it's truth whenever it comes to, as in, like, different places are going to hit at different times. It's not always going to be as active as it always is, and sometimes it's going to be a hit and miss. That's what my best advice is that I would say. But I'll say that there's definitely, like, when you're going into that town, you can feel the energy. And that, again, there's the energy word, right? So
Yeah.
but you can feel it.
It's a wild
The nostalgia,
atmosphere.
right, and the nostalgia of it, right? Like, I mean, I grew up, the Civil War was amazing history. So there was just a lot of history. A lot of my teachers had went to this place, and it was our first time. It was Randy's bucket list. It was one of my bucket lists. I loved the battlefield. I loved getting out and walking along in the woods, like actually in the woods of the battlefield, to just kind of feel what the soldiers felt, right? Like you're walking through there. And what was crazy, and we didn't process none of it, and I'll kind of talk about it, but we were going through there and it was like head suffocating, right? And so then when we went up, it was actually Buford, Colonel Buford, or Burford or Buford, I don't know exactly. But he was end up being hit in the neck and ended up passing away that way. So it was pretty crazy. Just all those things, you get hit in the neck, you'd think your lungs would start filling with blood. You know what I mean? It'd be type of thing. So
Did you look up the history of a specific place after you heard this, or did you walk in knowing, okay, I know what's here, so I'm hoping to see what I'm going to catch? Do you know what I mean? Do you work backwards, or did you go in with knowledge pre-existing?
No, we worked backwards. When we went into these areas, we just kind of stumbled, like we were trying to do the auto tour, you know what I mean? And it took us all over Gettysburg. I would say, John, if you do the auto tour of the battlefield, bro, don't worry about like number one in those places. Like just go over to where like Meade's headquarters or General Lee's headquarters are at and start
Dude,
that way.
So when I go, I did a little research, right? Because you're not allowed on the battlefields at night, which in the next year or two I will be, because I got in bed with some people when I was making some phone calls and I joined some things. But anyway, we're gonna be at, I don't want to spoil it for the people that are watching, but we're gonna be on people's private land, like people that actually own the land that are parts of the battlefield. It's just that when lines got drawn up and whatnot, it's like, oh no, they bought this land at this time. This is theirs. And one of the spots is going to be right near like the Devil's Den and like all these like high profile areas that people want to get to. I think it's called the Devil's Den.
It is.
Yeah, and which is great. So I'm only going to be able to do those during the day. I'm not,
Yeah.
but I'm still going to be able to get to the battlefield at night, which is going to be a treat. And we're staying at an internment spot for the war, so it's basically a pop-up hospital. Is where we're going to be staying, which is going to be pretty wild. And then we're going to hit all the other spots. But dude, they got that. They're insane. Like the rules and regulations they have out there for nighttime. It's wild. Like everybody I spoke to was like, John, whatever you do, don't get caught in
Is
these
that true? Are they
spots.
strict on it?
They're
Yeah,
all so strict.
Oh yeah, they are.
They were
And
like,
they told us
don't get caught.
they're like,
So
well, they'll make you come back to court even for it
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like it's a bad thing.
Yeah. So we're gonna play. Plus, I don't want to deal with that. When me and Netzel go, we just want to have a great time. So we're not even gonna attempt to do any of that. But the fact that I was able to get up by the battlefield alone
Driving
and
up
be
to
part on the
Pennsylvania,
battlefield at
dude.
night is gonna be wild.
You gonna be live streaming that, bro?
Yeah. I'm gonna be live streaming the whole thing. We're gonna be
Hell
there
yeah.
for probably about 4 or 5 days.
This
Dude,
speaks
hell yeah.
heavily
That's
to
awesome.
Pennsylvania in a big
Yeah.
way. You know what I feel about Pennsylvanians.
It's a Gary. It's a money grab. It's a money grab.
Some
They
of
know
it,
what
right?
they got. They know what they got, and they are just like, yo, if this is what you're gonna do, this is how you have to do it. And it's like, okay. So I started the process. I want to make. See, I'm more of a documenter, Jolly, right? I'm not a big ghost hunter investigator. I know how to do it all. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I like the documenting side of it. So what I like to do is go to the same spots over and over, and I like to rotate. The way I'm expanding now is I'm looking for spots that are, instead of an hour away, that are like 3-4 hours away, that I can go to once a month. So basically, I want to put Gettysburg in the rotation. Like, this is the first time I'm going. I'm going to be going back in a couple months after that, and then more and more frequent, where it's 1 month at a time. So
That's
I
dope,
can't
dude.
wait. So hopefully, the next time you go, I have access at night. So you just let me know the next time you go.
You dude, anytime, man. I would come, I would travel anytime. That's what we're doing right now. We try to go to a new state every month, right? And actually this month in September we're taking it off, but we're letting the Stokoe family decide where we go and investigate next. So in October
Sure.
we're going out to Vermont and Salem, which are my bucket list because I want to go to the East Coast in the fall. But we're gonna let them choose. But after that, man, anytime after that, John, you want to get together, man, I would love to come out and film
Yeah,
with you
man.
anytime
You
you
let me
want.
know when you're free.
And
If
Jolly,
you're
when
ever
is
coming
this
out to New York this way, man, just let me know.
when is
The
this Paracon
Shamrock.
that you're running?
Oh, so the Paracon is run by me or us and Hana. I call them the Hana AF team, but it's Are You Afraid of the Dark Paranormal LLC. They actually are the ones running it. We're co-hosting it with them. It's in Cripple Creek, Colorado. And
That sounds made up. Is that a real place?
yeah,
That
it's
sounds
one
like a
of the
made
most,
up name.
it's one of the most haunted.
Okay.
And it's going to be June 6th of 2026. We're going to have Amy Bruni there, Adam Berry, Dustin Perry, Stark Paranormal will be out there. We'll be out there, of course. And then we're hoping that we can get some different creators from TikTok to come down to Colorado, John, and just hang out.
Yeah, send me the info, man. It's a
Wow,
possibility.
So it's like a year away. Wow, that's like you guys really plan these
Yeah,
things. Like,
if it's
really
a
spread it
dude,
way out.
that's
So
I get invited to these things like crazy, but it's always like 2 weeks before the thing, like, hey, can you come out for it? And it's like, no, not in 2 weeks, but a
right.
year. Send me the info, man. I might be able to lock it in.
Yeah, and then they actually rented out the whole Hotel St. Nicholas as well. So it's one of the most haunted hotels in Cripple Creek, and like you'll be able to get a room there. But it Ghost Investigate it, the jail will be open to investigate. So it's gonna be a really cool time, really good time. So
Yeah, John
it
Santa at St. Nicholas. That'll be. Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
John Santa at St. Nicholas hanging out with Jolly. Yeah, here we
yeah,
go.
let's go.
Jolly
That's
and
it.
Right?
fucking Saint Nick.
That'll be a
Play.
Christmas
I could
theme.
play. I could play those words like you wouldn't believe.
All right, that would be a Christmas themed episode for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's funny. Listen, Jolly, I think you're a lot of fun, dude. I love watching your lives. I mean, also, and I say this with love, you're a terrible karaoke singer. I've seen you do that too, but the fact that it just goes to show how open you are in terms of doing it. You're just the vulnerability to putting yourself out there and being a showman and making this entertaining.
I appreciate you, but I mean,
what's
I'll
really
admit, dude, the only reason why this guy, other than whenever I was dancing a pink tutu, I lost a battle, so that was the punishment, right? Like that's what I did, and it's okay, I'll do it. But the only reason why I karaoke is because that's my mom's channel,
Oh, it's
and
great.
it's Mama Jolly, and so
Oh
she
my
runs
god,
that.
I didn't even realize that. That's super sweet. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and so I go on there, and she does her thing, and so I go on there and I sing with her and for her, and she just has a good time. And so
Oh my
if it
god,
makes
that's so
if it
great.
makes my
That's
mom
awesome.
happy, it makes me happy,
I would love to
That's
get
it.
your mother out there, John, in one of these things. That's my sister, which would be a real.
Oh
I mean, a whole
man,
other.
I
whole other
had my mother on once, and let me tell you, it was. Imagine that. I had my mother on. John, listen to this real quick. I had my mother on, right? And I took her to one of the most haunted places you could take an individual. Okay, where most people experience something visual, visual, either candles flying off the wall or something breaking or seeing a spirit. So I take my mother down there because it's where I live. And long story short, my mother had to come. My daughter was having surgery. It was a whole thing. So it's the night before. And I'm like, yeah, come live with me. You want to experience what I do? Now, my mother thought everything I was doing was fake. She thought like the whole thing up and down was fake. She goes down there. I said, the one thing I need you to do, Mom, is if you see something, don't get scared. I was like, because there's things down here that'll feed off that shit. All right, just don't get scared. Yeah, okay, whatever. Dude, literally 20 minutes in, my mother sees something and loses her shit. And I'm like, Mom, what did I tell you? You know? Like it was just wild. So I can only imagine.
What do your
You
parents
know,
think? Well, Jolly, what do your parents think of what you do?
At first, they thought I was crazy, and then we went out to Missouri, and Missouri's just got like I don't think that it's just necessarily always places like their land. Man, they had a lot of battles and a lot of Native Americans out there, right? Like, and so just the land itself. Anyways, I went out there and I was at this bridge out in the middle of nowhere. And I was ghost investigating, and then some locals showed up out, and I'm telling you, I am in the boondocks in the middle of nowhere, and some locals showed up, and my girlfriend was with me out there, and she was watching me on TikTok, and my mom was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" So she started watching me then, and then ever since then, man, she's been my number one supporter. It's been
that's so
amazing, but I had we got out and got to go to some haunted places out in Missouri on the whim, and so it was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
My mother still watches every now and again, and I get notes, which is like, don't swear so much. Actually, she doesn't even say don't swear so much. She'll say like, please don't say God damn. Like that's the curse. Like that's like the thing. It sets it off. And I'm like,
So
just like, like anything else, Mom, you can change the channel. Just change the channel if you don't like it. It's like,
how can she though? Her grandson and her,
I know.
and her baby boy are on. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
She can't.
I don't
She
have
loves
any
this.
other questions for Jolly. I know you sent me a video of which is a shadow thing, but it's like I'm just more interested in talking to you about everything.
Do we
else.
see the video? Did you have it queued up?
You want me to show it? Do you want to walk us through what this is? You want to see
I got another 5 minutes that I can before I start getting ready.
Jolly,
So
this is the video you sent me with where you're just like it's in a bedroom, but there is a weird shadow.
So this is at Gabby Egan's Airbnb. It's out in Cincinnati. We went out to this place on a whim right before we went and seen Robert the Doll. And we went in there not even thinking this place was haunted. It was a clip from TikTok that we jumped on, and she invited us out there. Shout out to Gabby for giving us a free stay out there and checking this place out. But it was like there wasn't even supposed to be anything here. The story was that a lady ran out thinking a demon was chasing her.
Oh shit!
And she left her reservation, and so I was like, well, that sounds right up my alley. Where's this place at? She told me Cincinnati. I said, let's go. And so we're standing in this room. This is the room that the lady said that she came running out of. Really weird story with some wallpaper issues, in my opinion. But anyways, when you play this video at about 39 seconds, there's going to be a shadow that comes from left to right. And then about 49 seconds in, you're going to see a shadow coming from right to left. And the cool thing is,
I shortened it a little bit, so we're going to get right into it, just so people can see
go
it.
ahead.
So it's like you set up the room, and I assume that's Randy in the corner, right? He's the guy sitting in there. That's not a spirit.
Yes.
All right. Here, let me show you guys.
See? What is it? Sounded like it said the house.
So you see that shadow?
Yeah. You see it again quick, better in the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, you want us
And
to
an
go
answer.
upstairs?
That
was pretty.
What is that? Now, there's nothing above you. There's nothing
No.
you. Here,
No,
I'm
and
showing
what
you
I
guys.
got really excited about. Okay, so watch right here.
Oh,
Lower
you want us
left-hand
to
corner.
go upstairs?
Whoosh.
Oh,
That was,
You see it. That's a definite weird thing that goes across.
I can't see the visual.
You'll see it when the replay because you're looking on your phone. But everyone else that's watching can see it because it's very clear. There's definitely a shadow there, and you're just standing there, right?
and so the cool thing is we just dropped a YouTube video on this exact scene right here. Well, it was a longer video, but it was completely dark from his angle. So you can see that it's not my shadow. I'm not moving. There's nothing. And actually we didn't even catch that at first. It was some people that they've watched our videos and they told us like check those shadows out, and we went back and slowed them down, and we got them in slow motion and stuff too. But
And you
that's
have
the
the,
one I
but you
had.
just said you have the camera from the other side looking at you.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so we have multiple angles just because we don't want anybody to think that we're kind of manipulating things or anything like that. So we have, and then we even have a camera that sits off on the side watching us too, that's just collecting like EVPs and stuff like that.
Listen, man, it's like, one thing about what we try to do here with Splintered Spirits is we always come at it from a place of belief, right? I mean, we weren't there. You were there. You believe you saw something. I'm going to believe you that's a thing, right? We could sit. I despise debunking. I think that's unfun, and it's like, who am I to debunk it? I wasn't there. I can't debunk something I wasn't there to see. So
Right.
I'm watching that video, and you're telling me like, and I see those shadows, and John, you'll see it too, because when this is all up res, it'll be crystal, and then you'll see it, and it's weird that there's a shadow that moves that fast. You're not moving that fast. And if you have the camera angle from the other side where we don't see you holding a fan above a light or something doing to make it, man, who's to say, it's weird that gets caught on camera.
What kind of shadow was it?
It's just a shadow. It's just a black shadow. Like you just see it come across.
Yeah, but is it like solid, like blocking out, like something's getting blocked out completely? Is it like more like cloudy gray shadow? Is it? Believe it or not, there's different types of shadows. As crazy
to me, it
as
looks
as
a little
crazy as that
like
sounds.
cloudy black. Like
I was going to say like that
Cloudy black?
translucent black.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
If that makes sense.
yeah. No, that makes sense. I
That's
just can't
wild.
see the
Aaron-
video with the
now,
thing right now.
you had lights around. You had lights around
That's why
that
I'm asking
bed,
to describe it to me.
right? You had lights around that bed and stuff. What was all that?
So that the green that went off, that was our flux machine. And then the other one that on the ground, that's a tracer wire, and it runs off of motion. It runs off of heat and cool sensors. So if something goes over the top of it, which we got that on camera, someone went over the top of it in that room and it turned completely red. And then so it detects color, detects if there's any kind of EMF shift, and then it shoots like a purple light that goes all the way down the strip. So it's just a different way to detect. Yeah, it's fun. We use a lot of lights, a lot of gadgets. It's kind of to get more visual and to get more people into seeing what they can respond to.
It's awesome, man. Jolly, I love what you're doing. I really am, and I honestly wish you nothing but the best with all of it. And I'm sure I'll keep watching. We'll stay in touch. I'm sure we'll have you on again in the future. This podcast is relatively new as well, so we're all just sort of gathering information and learning about this stuff. And it's fun to watch what you do and come at it from the place that you come at it from. From what you said and from what you're getting, I think in a lot of ways, it's probably that, you might be a witch and you might want to do something about it of some kind. And you might really want to, it might just be you. That's some sort of, the antenna for the dead, for the damned that comes in, because it is wild. What you're getting is nuts.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
But anyway, dude, I thank you so much. I mean, you've given us a good hour here, and I'll let you.
Yeah, man, thank you.
And I was right, John. I said right. He's a ball player. He's got a game tonight. Jeremy
Yeah.
Jolly is the ultimate baseball name
nice.
I've ever heard. So it's like he's playing. So I hope you win. I hope you're knocking it out of the park, literally.
I appreciate you guys, man. It was an honor. Thank you, John. Thank you, guys. Dude, Splintered Spirits. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank
Jeremy
you.
Jolly from SoCo
Thank you, man.
Paranormal.
Thank you for being here.
Jeremy,
Absolutely.
what's going to happen when I'll let you go on your phone? It'll say uploading. So just leave that on until it says upload complete. All right.
All right.
It should be pretty quick. It's probably, it's been going as we go. It sort of does it. But again, man, I really appreciate you. Thank you, Jolly.
Thank you, guys. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right.
Cool.
That was Jeremy.
Cool dude.
Very cool dude. Very cool dude. Hold on, I'm just gonna say goodbye.
Damn, we gotta. I wish there was a way I could have saw that shadow, because I recently
Do you
I
want me to try to
recently
play it
just
again?
had
You want me to try
had
to, maybe
the
it'll
most.
be play it. Let me try to play
No,
it again for you just now while we're here.
I literally had the craziest
Can
shadow.
you
Yeah,
see
I
it?
can't see any. Nope.
All
Oh,
right.
Can't see any
All
visual.
right.
I can
Well,
hear it, but I can't see it. Like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. 2 weeks ago, we had a crazy shadow appear here in the tower that not only gave people a big like holy shit, like what the hell is going on, went viral locally. Is that the way to say it? Like I had more people in this town come up to me about that than the videos that get like 25 million views. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like, dude, what's up with that shadow? Blah,
yeah,
blah,
because when you
blah.
see something like that, and you'll see the video. I'll send you the video he sent me too,
Yeah,
so you can
yeah,
watch it
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
When you see something like that, dude, it's like real. It becomes very real in a weird way. It's
Yeah.
something.
This thing
Yeah,
blocked my face,
yeah, that's
and
nuts.
then went around me, and then when it finally went around me, that's when I saw it and I reacted to it. And then as I'm reacting to it, it goes behind me, and you just see it go behind me and disappear.
Yeah, man,
And it's shadow
it's
entities are interesting, right,
it's
Boston?
wild, dude. There's what was I gonna ask you about? Oh, actually, I wanted to take it to the chat for a minute. You got a minute, or do you got a split? You doing all right?
I have another minute.
Yeah. I just want to take it to the chat. I haven't, look, we had a guest. I couldn't really focus on
Yeah,
it.
it's all you. I can't see the chat either.
All right, guys. How what's everybody think? I mean, talk about a great guy.
But
Jolly's a
I can
great
see
guy.
you.
Super nice. And I got to
I
stop
can
calling him a
see
kid
you.
because he's definitely not. If he ever got arrested, that would be an adult man is on the scene. That
That's an
mugshot would
adult
not
man.
be a
Yeah,
child.
39
So
years old, 4 kids.
yeah, 4
He's
kids.
definitely
That's
not a kid.
He's definitely not a kid. I was so wrong, terrible about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, he's got
Yeah.
great energy. Let's see, exploring the unknown. Yep, Jolly is awesome. He's a great guy, and I got to check out your podcast. I will look into that. Thank you for watching this one. Great interview. Thank you, Carrie Lou. It was great. We love Jolly. Good. Yeah, he's cool, man.
Yeah.
Stark. Stark's in the chat. Hey, bud.
What's up, Stark?
Stark's in the chat. I forgot to add. I gotta see next time. Maybe we'll get both of them on together since they're boys. I don't know. Listen, I'm not Lewis and Clark, guys. I don't know geography. I don't know how far the two of them are from each other. It's like Stark's what he said. He's in Indiana, and then Jolly's in Colorado. I don't know.
Not far.
It's not far.
Yeah.
Seems like it's far. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
In their mountains, whatever. We should get them both on since they're boys.
Yeah, but aren't the mountains towards the coast?
Listen, dude. What am I, Magellan? I don't know where everything is. It's
Like towards Washington,
I
right?
haven't had a look at a map.
I don't know geography either.
Yeah, it's like
I'm only going off what I know from movies, you know?
Yeah. It's not. I'm not doing it. Carrie Freeman, this is my first podcast. It was a great interview. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. We've got more episodes. We just dropped an episode yesterday. Now, what did everybody think of that buck out evidence when John heard the child? That's what I'd love to, which was a real great moment because that's real, man. Those mic sounds, it comes through as mic frequency.
But it wasn't a mic to me.
It wasn't a mic to you. And what's funny too, so I tried it a bunch of different ways too. I tried slowing the audio down to see if I extremely slow it, but it didn't really come up with anything, which is why I did what I did. And I'm not going to tell you what I did because it would spoil it for those that haven't seen it yet. But those scratches are 100% real. And
I don't have a mic. There's no way I can create
but that's
that.
what it sounds like. It sounds like when a mic rubs against a lapel. And I didn't hear it. I had to isolate it on his track and just crank it. Just crank the volume up. And it's wild. I mean, that was really something that caught your attention. There's something that caught your attention.
Yeah.
And
Well, I heard
as
it.
a voice.
To me, it was a spirit calling my name, a child. That's literally what I heard. When it was recorded and it translated, it was unfortunately scratches. But that's probably a frequency thing.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Like that's a frequency thing.
Yep.
Some
That's
kind.
That's a frequency.
I'm really starting to get to it. It's also interesting, right? Like, I think Jolly's like the first real religious ghost hunter we've had on. And I use religious loosely. I know, you know, it's not like he's not out there with the holy water and shit. I'm just talking about, you know, he's a firm believer that Jesus is protecting him, which is an interesting trait for a ghost hunter and not like an exorcist or something, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, a lot of them are like that too. But you gotta think of it like this: at what point does someone's faith become just as strong as intent? You know, and is that their intent?
but that
Think
just
about
works
it like
for
this:
him, right?
if you
That's what
believe,
works for him, though.
if you believe, well, whether it works or not, you know, if you believe in something, you know, if you believe in something like wholeheartedly, like that type of manifestation, if you will, you know, it's interesting to think about.
Well, sure, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's how he gets to the place he has to get get the recordings and the things that he's getting.
yeah,
Right, that's his place to go through.
yeah.
Right, you come at it from a place of I don't give a shit, which is your way of opening up.
Yeah,
Right? To let him know.
yeah, pretty much, you know.
I mean,
But I
the both of
also,
you.
but hold on, it's a mix of I don't give a shit and then meticulousness. So for example, and this is no step on the way, you know, Jolly does his thing. For example, you know, Jolly said that he was where with the Battle of Little Bighorn, I think it was,
Yeah.
and he was going somewhere and he heard head and suffocation,
Yeah,
and then that guy ended up, you know, finding out that he ended up getting shot, you know, in the neck.
sure.
um Even though I don't give a shit when it comes to what the spirits are thinking of me and what they're going to do and this, that, and the other in those contexts, I would need a hell of a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, I
And
get
that's
it.
the
I see what you're
and
saying.
that's and all I'm saying is that's the difference between, you know, documentation and investigation. Where, okay, you know, now I want to hear the story. I want to hear it from the spirits. I want to hear from that spirit in particular, if possible. I
But it's
want
a
them to
good
repeat it
opening.
a bunch of times.
It's
You
certainly a
know?
good opening, right? A
Yeah.
very, you know, it's an opening that is slightly beyond coincidence. I
Yeah.
think it's safe to say because it's quite a specific thing. And then,
Yeah.
yes, you want to dig in and figure out what's going on.
You wanna dig.
But
You
I'll
know?
say this about the both of you. You know, there is a sense of, I would say neither one of you are ever embarrassed.
I've
Right?
only been embarrassed once doing this.
Yeah, but I'm, you know, right. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's like,
once, and that's when the spirit knocked food out of my hand. A Philly cheesesteak went flying and slammed into a cabinet. And for some odd reason, it got me embarrassed. And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why
you
am
lost
I
a sandwich?
embarrassed over this?" Yeah, yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
saying, like, you know, he's fearless.
You know?
I mean, there is a sense of fearlessness, and he's not embarrassed to do anything to be a showman,
Yeah.
which is what I think you sort of have to be, especially in the TikTok social media.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
to be honest,
100%.
to sort of make.
Yeah.
And he's working TikTok, you know, it's and making a business out of what he's doing, which is. It's good, man. He's fun to watch. He's just really fun to watch. These guys are cool. I like these guys we've had,
Yeah.
you know, that are out there doing it, and they're, you know, they're all and with like even I know watching even Netzel and then Stark and him. There's these. I like seeing these different states. I got to get a map up here and put a pin in it. Like, where do we learn about ghosts in different areas and the types of people and the ghost hunters that are out there, right? Because it is a wild sort of angle of how everyone approaches something. And the feedback and what they're looking for, you know. Netzel's running at like 100 miles an hour. Like that guy's like he's all speed. You know what I mean? He's all speed.
Yeah.
And it's like for Stark and for Soko, it's more, you know, when I watch them, it's very, you know, they're having fun out there, but it feels like I'm watching Southern guys doing it, and it's cool. It's like there's a kindness. You know, watching him do it. I was watching his Stark feed. Oh, you would have loved this, John. I was watching his Stark feed, and I think I told you, I was like, this guy's got. It was like during the day, he's got like over 1,000 people watching him, and then he got banned, he got cut, and then he comes back. He's got a couple of hundred people watching him, and then a few minutes, like maybe 30 minutes later, somebody comes up to him, a real person, not a ghost, and was like, "We don't like you filming around my family's." And I'm paraphrasing. All right, I could be making this up. Like, we don't like you filming around family, you know, and he's like super kind
Very.
about it. He's
So
like,
it's a very common thing
Right.
that happens.
and it's fine.
It
And
happens.
I
to,
said to him on the sly, I was I texted him, I go, I would not be surprised if they're the ones who banned you and then came out to confront you.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a possibility. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it seemed very coincidental that I don't know how far he is from people, but if within 30 minutes, someone's coming up to him about,
Dude,
and it's just like,
people.
he's the nicest guy out there. He's like
Yeah,
super
yeah,
nice
yeah.
out there. And he's not focusing and calling people's names out. It's just like, how the hell is he supposed to know who her family's grave is? And there's nobody around. You know what I mean? It's just like someone has nothing
people
better
suck
to
when
do.
you're doing this.
They have nothing better to do.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's just the way people are.
Yeah.
You know, that happens to everybody. Like, there's like literally everybody just gets run-ins with individuals. You know, I don't really deal with the whole, stop filming my family's headstones, because everybody that I do is, their families have been dead for generations. So I don't.
might go screaming, chasing after him like a big bear, though. Sometimes if you have
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Yes, I will. Let it be known. Yes, I will.
Yeah.
As much as I shouldn't. I'm not stupid. I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to, And if I catch you, wait, that's not a good thing,
crazy. Well, look, this is a great episode.
Yeah, Jolly was cool.
Jolly was super cool. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you,
Again,
guys.
watching Splintered Spirits. That was Jeremy Jolly from SoCo Paranormal. It was so great to have him join us. Really fun to have him. Really enjoy him. He's a good dude. And hopefully we get more like him, because the guys, we want those guys on here more, We want more.
Yeah.
We want to build a community. I'm trying to play music. I'm trying to play our outro music, and it's giving me business. There's F it.
F it.
That's going to be it for today, folks. Thank you again. Much appreciated.
Everybody, thank you
Everyone.
for watching.
Stay curious. That's the key. Stay curious. We got big things to come. Our next episode, well, it's not for another week. We can talk about it, but we've got a really very, very famous medium, psychic medium, named Amy Belaski, who's going to join us. And she's got a lot about frequency. She's a firm believer in frequency, and it's a really, again, it comes back to frequency so many times. It really does, in a lot of weird ways, right? These vibrations and frequency. And it's ancient. It's an ancient belief, But she's a wonderful guest, and that'll be in 2 weeks. But we'll talk about it. We'll show you more of that. Watch Splintered Spirits from yesterday from Buckout. You'll enjoy that. And everyone, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Stay curious, folks. Pretend the music's going. Just pretend the music's going.
I'm doing.
I'll add it in the after.
Add it.